Thank you for watching Ben Television. The program is You Decide. My name is Shegun Johnson. Today we have a new definition of government in Nigeria. Government of the abduction by the abductors for the abducted. Many of you might have known that Nnamdi Kanu has been abducted by the Nigerian government somewhere. But we're going to look into that into detail. Where was he abducted? Where was he? How was he transported? Many of you will recall that the president of Nigeria, Buhari, was one time who created one of the ministers in Nigeria, Umaru Diko, who was hiding in the United Kingdom. We shall be looking into detail. What has this got to the philosophy of government by different philosophers of old time? I have in the studio with me today a man from Milan, Mark Godwin. Mark, you are welcome to the program.
Good morning, Dr. Shegun. Thank you. Good morning to the viewers.
We have in the middle of England, our man Gosin Azu. Azu, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Doc. Good morning, everyone, and fantastic day. Morning, viewers. Look forward to a wonderful discussion.
The last but not the least is our in-house researcher, Nat Iyakwo. Nat, you're welcome to this program.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody.
Well, let's start from the closest to us. Yesterday was an extraordinary day as the England 11 met the German 11. And when these two teams are meeting, it's like the Second World War is being reenacted. Well, we don't have to tell you that it came out 2-0 in favor of England. And England will now be meeting Ukraine. Let me start from our man in the middle of England. Azu, how did you find yesterday's match?
Fantastic. It was obviously one of the best games England has played during this tournament, and I think they did exceptionally very, very well, irrespective of the fact that there are still some questionable areas within the team. But then the general performance was very, very impressive, and most of us are very happy. I was about skeptical about the game when it was still 0-0. I was like, is it going to be possible? How are they going to beat England in this form? And then suddenly the light turned on, and what's his name again? Raheem Sterling turned the whole mechanism around again, and the electrification of the entire field and stadium and spectators was highly magnetic. And then
what do you want to say about Kane? Everybody has been
good luck to Harry Kane. He came from silence, oblivion to a very wide received hallelujah singing. 9 minutes. Never give up. That's what Harry Kane has said. Never give up. He can always come at any time, and the hallelujah song will come. I hope he become a member of the National Assembly in Nigeria, where hallelujah is sung every day.
He used that head the right time. Let's ask whether the Italians are afraid of us now. Mark in Milan, are you afraid of the England boys?
No, we're not afraid. Italy has been pretty well. Italy beat Austria 1 last Saturday. Italy has been moving up also on the scale. We're meeting with Belgium on Friday, and the Belgian team are also a strong team. So, but we know,
they are giant winners any day.
Yes, they are giant winners. But we know we will overcome them. Yes. Anyway, England performed very well yesterday. Throughout the Germans to the gutter, and I know it's going to get hot with Ukraine, because Ukraine did well with Sweden. Take note of that. So you're meeting Ukraine on Saturday. and Ukraine is not a pushover.
And you will be hosting them. Rome will be hosting England. I hope you will be there to cheer the boys up.
I won't be there, but we are here live. And in fact, Italy is in the mood already. Everywhere is fit from field. So it's getting very interesting. The Euro is going well.
Nat, I'm going to ask you a political question on this one. Angela Merkel is going out of the leadership in Germany. Will she be happy about this loss yesterday?
Well, I don't think she's a football fan, so it really.
Are you? But she will have loved Germany to win at her twilight day.
Well, she has won so many battles in the past 18 years or so. So the football thing is just a farewell for her.
Yeah, I will have. Well, I wish her well, but I don't wish Germany to win yesterday anyway. But Germany's history now. We want to put Ukraine in their position. That's our position right now in England. And maybe when England will meet Italy, there will be a kind of reconciliation between me and Mark. But in the meantime, well done, England. And let's move on. Still on stories in the United Kingdom. Nat, you want to bring us up to date between Matt Hancock and this beautiful girl called Gina?
I concede that to Mazi Azu.
Well, let me bring it up here. Matt Hancock, the former health secretary, was found kissing, and indeed some people say romancing, an aide, Gina, but they have met at the university a long time ago, and so they were caught by a CCTV right inside his office. And people have asked, how did the CCTV get into the office of the minister? Later, we were told that the CCTV was supposed to look outside of his office, but somehow someone turned it in the inside and caught the man kissing and romancing his own very aide. Somebody said they are in love. But so many things have come out of these. The social media has been a wash of different things, but because of decency and decorum, we could not bring you some of them or all of them. But let's just show you one. There's this poem somebody wrote, and I think if we can get that poem, that would be fantastic. Is it possible we get this poem written by someone and showing? If I can, yes, that's the poem. Let me see if I can read it loud. Otherwise, I'm just trying to see if it's in my notes here to read it out, because it says, Happy Hancock. He rode on the crest of a wave when COVID, its arrows as arm, handed him rules and regulations, but he wanted a gin and a cola. Happy Hancock. He strode on, and situations, pardon me, telling the Don to quit his accusations, and he, happy as a Larry with his cock, went down with the gin and her cola, and that was written by someone, I don't know his name, but then some other things came out of this one. Let's look at the man who decided to sing a song of these. And now people are very creative these days. You just don't know. Within seconds, a new song will be. Studio, let's have a song of this situation.
It wasn't me. The Sun newspaper called me red-handed, creeping with the toy next door. Wasn't me. Said you wanted some of that Matt Hancock banging on my down the street door. How could I forget I wasn't wearing any PP? Though she hasn't had a vaccination, she got a little break from me.
Mr. Hancock, tell me, are you high, are you boning? Having an affair, this guy was trying to be conning. They should call him Dominic because he's always coming. When he sees the Sky News cruise, his man is running. I can't believe this man is house secretary, bundling the bunda, caught in 4K. Having an affair, trying to do a Boris J. 2 meter distance apart, no way.
Sun newspaper call me red-handed, Bandit creeping with the Tory next door. Wasn't me. Said you wanted some of that Matt Hancock banging on my down the street door. How could I forget I wasn't wearing any PP? Though she hasn't had a vaccination.
Much. We were told that Mr. Hancock was told on Thursday that this news was about to break. So he told his wife and packed out of the house. And also Gina was told, and Gina packed out of her house. Whether both of them have stayed together, I don't know. But by Friday, when the news broke out, he first of all offered his apology. The apology was accepted by the British Prime Minister, but a lot of pressure with 80 members of the House of Commons, Conservative members, writing the British Prime Minister that he should resign. Now, you recall that Boris Johnson has extra 80 members over the democratic passing of a law. So he reckoned that he has lost. And by Friday evening, Matt Hancock resigned. Saturday, the British Prime Minister brought in a new Secretary of Health. His name Sajid Javid. Many of us know him. He had been the Chancellor of Exchequer in the heydays of Boris Johnson, but they disagreed. Now he's been returned, and he's been doing a fantastic job. He's been saying he wants to remove all the restrictions. Let me ask our man in Peterborough, Godson, how did you read all of this?
Yeah, thank you, Doc. I think this is just to show the level of moral condecency in many public office space within governance, and it also shows the integrity placed in the persons handling public positions or elected offices in a highly regarded and respected political institution globally, the Parliament, the House of Commons, ministerial positions, and irrespective of what personal relationship Boris has with Matt Hancock, he wanted to try and cover, but like every one of us know here, the media, the fourth realm of democracy or the fourth realm of government in this country is one instrument or one institution that you cannot play away. They can hit you, they can destroy you. And they took that space quickly and did justice to it. The unfortunate thing for Matt Hancock is that I think he was so complacent about what happens in his office space or in his private office. I mean, this relationship could have been going on for ages without people knowing. And then suddenly he played into the racket or played into the net or the trap of some enemies who have been looking for how to bring him down by all means and get him out of that place. And
do you think Donald Cummings? Do you think Cummings?
Well, I will not doubt any act of conspiracy. I know that this country is very good in carrying out deep investigative journalism and investigations. I am very sure that in the next coming weeks and months, news about how the camera was turned around and how the camera that was supposed to be facing the entrance of the office to see who is coming into the office now captures the angles of the office. It means that there is a conspiracy somewhere. Somebody knew that once in a while these two people hang around in the office for late. And
let me ask you one more question. Do you think this has weakened the position of the government concerning the restrictions? There is this variant and that variant, and therefore everybody should be under his duvet. Do you think they can come up with such things again and people will listen to them?
Well, Matt Hancock has made it very, very unattainable situation now for many of the government's positions or decisions with regards to safe distance or 2 meters arrangement and all those stuff. Because as a minister who rule in place, broken that rule at the same time within the limitation of the rule, means that there is something wrong somewhere. And I mean, obviously, the most important thing here is that when you are in office in a public office, or you hold a public office in a rationally and organized government, and you fail in your responsibilities and duties, you err at any point in time. And the most important thing here is the reaction. The reaction that he immediately accepted his failures, accepted his misconceptions and attitude, and resigned from the government. And the government accepting his resignation for him to go. There are some other governments or countries where such things will happen, and then it's swept under the carpet.
Okay, last question to you, Godson. Last question to you, Godson. Sajid Javid was quickly brought in. Do you think he is the right man to bring in, knowing fully well that he left the cabinet due to rivalry with Boris Johnson? But was he trying to, that is the backbenchers, are they trying to bring him so that he will bring some credibility? Could it be a good secretary of for health and social matters?
Oh yeah, of course. Sajid Javid will do a lot more because, like I said, Sajid Javid is not one of the mainstream establishment within the Conservative Party, such as like Hancock, the guys that went to the best universities and whatever. Sajid Javid is a son of a bus driver. He grew up from the social structure and found himself into this white collar political circle by mere fortunate, and I think he's more of the people within the Conservative Party, and he's somebody who sticks to the rules, and he can stand up to the Prime Minister on what is right and wrong, and that has
maybe that's the reason why he was
him and the Prime Minister. But I believe the Prime Minister knows that he is a man that can stand on his principles and defend that principle and work on it. And so the Prime Minister.
That's fair enough. Let me ask from Mark. Mark, how do you see all of these things going on here? How do you see it in Italy, or how do you read it?
Yes, thank you, Doc. It's
Mark?
It's frozen.
Oh, Mark, come on, reboot. In the meantime, let's just quickly, because we know that we have so many things to discuss today, while he is rebooting, let's get back to Nat. Nat, matters of
yes,
women and all the rest, they have happened in Nigeria as well.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like we got Mark back. Yes, Mark, you were saying something.
Yes, the Cabinet Office Minister yesterday, Julia Lopez, said the device, the CCTV, because the issue now is why will a CCTV be mounted in the office? Well, she said it's not convent, it's not planned, it's not planted there to monitor the man. That it has always been there. She's also trying to say that Hancock is the most stupid person to think it was planted for him. So the story is getting interesting every day.
But Mark, we don't know how many foreign governments have had the discussions that went on in his office. I mean, this is the Secretary for Health in the United Kingdom, and we don't know whether the stories, the decisions, everything, they've gone out into the hands of Russia, KGB, or CIA. Yes. We don't really know. So it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yes, it's a difficult one. That's why a lot of investigation is going on. There's a security expert called David Video Sit or something. He said a lot of underground check-ins and investigation is going on, and it's an interesting story because what we see there is two classmates from the university days that now came together. That relationship doesn't look like a new thing. It looks like it has been coming years now. And also you will see true love with them, even though in the scandal.
When you say that, I was just waiting for you to say that. Have you read anything about the husband of Gina? His name is Oliver Twist.
Yes,
and we understand he's a successful businessman. Yeah, tell us, what do you know?
Yes, he's a successful businessman, and images of him and Gina shows a happy man married to a beautiful wife. Gina is obviously beautiful. But things have gone south.
Beautiful women, the thing they cause men. How come they use their beauty to cause men challenges of their lives? Come on, tell me.
And do you know this year it is the women that is dragging so many of the prominent men down. I don't know if you've noticed it. All the stories of misfortune happening to most men this year mostly is just one beautiful woman and another.
I've not been noticing. I've been busy reading my Bible, you know.
We will come to the Nnamdi story. Like what the information I'm getting is saying something about that too, related to that. No, you need to follow. Your Bible says, your Bible that you're reading says, it says, watch and pray. So watch is these occurrences, follow events. Things
honestly. This is good to know that what I need to watch is not the ladies. I should watch other things. Okay, thank you very much. Oh God, not Iyako, not in London. Definitely, Mr. Osifo Ataga was not watching. He was just bring us up to date. What happened between Ataga and Chidinma Ojukwu?
Okay, thank you very much. It's becoming an old story now, but it's as new as tomorrow. Chidinma Ojukwu, 21-year-old mass communication undergraduate student of UNILAG, was entangled with a multi-billionaire Super TV chief executive officer. And I think the age difference was almost getting to 30 years or so. I think I was 50 plus. And the story, the breaking news was their relationship came up to a higher level based on drugs and so many other things not known yet. And then that fateful night that Chidinma Ojukwu spent with Atiga, and the narrative is now that Ojukwu Chidinma stabbed Atiga several times. Yeah, but the story, Chidinma Ojukwu story, has some gaps which police will have to fill, because the gaps that are there would have been easily filled by late Atiga, but it's no longer around to tell its own side of the story. So we're hearing only from Chidinma and the police too. But it's sad. The loss of Atiga, loss to his family, loss to society, and even Chidinma too. She should be preparing to find herself at the end of the world, because you kill and be killed. So that is what
she was pleading. I don't want to die.
Yeah, but you do the crime, you do the time, and the time now is death.
So yeah, we'll see how that plans out, because these lawyers are going to argue so many things. That she has been taking drugs, so she was drugged before she put out the knife, then where did the knife come out from, and all of these things. You know how lawyers do these things. So we're waiting for some theatrical dancings in the court of law. But let me ask Mazi Godson, the issue of side chick has become an institution in Nigeria. What is side chick? I don't know. I've been busy reading my Bible. What is a side chick? Please tell me.
Well, Doc, I think invariably the social economic circumstances in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, everywhere. I mean, you can see what happened to Matt Hancock. The situation is everywhere. People are looking at what can keep their body and soul moving on all the time, and sometimes it's about the level at which social interactions has gone beyond a manageable situation. Many places, especially very endemic in Nigeria, where people kind of find themselves in such situations like this. Even with what happened to Atega, some people just take it as one victim gone. Life continues, and they keep doing what they need to do. The needful have to be done. So there is what they call the side chick, the baby mamas, or the baby mamas, they call them, or mama babies, and then the sugar daddies, and then the what they call them, the honey pies. So there's many forms of things they call themselves these days, all over the place. And unfortunately, the sad story about it is that sometimes some people fall victims of either side. It could have been the girl, it could have been the man. So fortunately, it's the man this time around. I remember the other day, a boy of 21 lured a girl to his house or whatever, and then after whatever they did, murdered the girl. I mean, that case is still ongoing. I think that was in Port Harcourt, or in I think it's somewhere in Port Harcourt or so. So Akwa Ibom, I can't remember. Yeah. So the case is still ongoing, and unfortunately, the moral conditionality of our social interaction with the opposite sex is getting out of hand, and sometimes as a result of the usage of drug, sometimes as a result of money consequences, sometimes as a result of conspiracies. People are setting people up to get rid of them. Even the Chidinma Atega story, nobody knows what led to all those things. The young girl made her own story. And there are so many other stories. Like somebody said, Atega is not here to say his own side of the story. Who is going to speak for Atega?
So inheritance of the Atega family is prevalent here, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the family has come out to say that there is more to this story. I mean, as I think yesterday also, one of the brothers on behalf of the family released a press statement. And they are bent to really know deeper, because they're still wondering how a 21-year-old girl, as small as she is, could handle a former amateur boxer with that frame of Ortega, almost 6 feet tall, and this girl is about 5'4", less than 5 feet tall. So, and with a mature body, suddenly be overpowered by such a young girl, irrespective of whether there's drug or whatever. And the issue of multiple stabbing, because the autopsy that came up, I think part of the autopsy came out yesterday or so, they said that there was multiple stabbing, not only 1 or 2 or 3, multiple stabbing. So there's a lot in the whole case that is unraveling. Okay. That one can
let's go to Mark in Milan. Mark in Milan. What lesson have we learned about side chick? Young married men having side chick. What lesson have we learned about this side chick becoming institutionalized?
Becoming institutionalized. That's a strong word. Thank you, Dr. Segun. It's a phenomenon that sprang out in the early 2020, and is growing. It started from America, where young men will have their wives and still go out to have a relationship with women. It's basically trying to say that morals have fallen. Morals, people don't have that, the marriage institution is no more as sacred as it used to be. So morals are falling. Also this it checks into what happens in the marriage home. The case of Chidinma and Osifo Atega is a story that normally love stories, they say they live happy ever after. But this one is a story of infidelity and greed on the other hand. Greed from the young girl.
Mark, I will really want you to continue. Let's break and I'll come back to you immediately because okay. After we finish discussing about Chidinma and Atega, we'll be talking about other couples who have challenges, like a black couple having a white baby. What will you put that one? Or black couple having a Chinese baby. Where will you put all these ones? Mark, you're going to open us up when we return. Let's go for a break. I'll be right back.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrate an Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story magazine. Get Schengen Story magazine full editions.
It has been 1 year of coronavirus, and that sickness has affected the whole globe. The aftermath will even be worse, the way the scientists are telling us. And we believe that we need to counter it right now. If 1 million souls should do good to 1 other million souls, it will be a better place. So we want to start this project. 1 million souls to do good to 1 million souls. Why don't you join us? You don't have to register anywhere. Follow me on Twitter at Segun Johnson UK for daily tips. There we show you how to do good to 1 person. Always remember, 1 million souls, do good to 1 million souls. Thank you for staying with us. You decide the program is. We were discussing about the loss of the life of a multi-billionaire because of having a side chick. Both of them went into an hotel, but only one came out alive. The other one dead. The man died. We're trying to look at how did the Nigerian society get into institutionalizing the side chick. Mark from Milan was trying to tell us how this happened and what we can do to avert it.
Doc, I have a new information I'm getting here. If you want to hear this about Chidinma.
Is it a breaking news?
Yes, they have been able to uncover the real identity of the so-called Chidinma Ojukwu. Her real name is Chidinma Blessing Echefu, and she is not from Abia State but from Imo State.
Okay.
Mr. Ojukwu is not her real father. Her father died when she was about 2 years or so old, and has been living. Her mother has not have confirmed that she has not set eye on Chidinma for the last 10 years.
Wow.
According to her junior sister, who confirmed this to the detectives at the police in Lagos. Her junior sister, Chioma, has confirmed that Ojukwu is not a family relation and has nothing to do with the family. And so, the breaking news actually. That,
so we have so many things to unravel, okay?
So many things to unravel, as now they've unraveled the real identity of the real name and who she is.
So then the question will be, what do we believe? Mark in Milan, you had that one. Pick up from where he's talking.
What do we believe? Yes, let's start with the basic, based on what we have so far. A man called Osifo Atega, who is the CEO of the Super TV, checked into an apartment in the Lekki area of Lagos with a beautiful girl, 21-year-old girl called Chidinma. And now an information is coming that the names are not what we know. So June 14 was the day, and they had a remarkable impact on some people. Chidinma, shy-looking, innocent-looking, beautiful 21-year-old girl. She said she's a 300-level mass communication student in the University of Lagos. Her father...
I put a question mark on that.
Yes. Is there a question mark on that too?
I put it because she says she's not been going to school because she doesn't have money. So anyway, we'll take it with a pinch of salt now that we know that we don't know many things.
We don't, one thing is Nigeria, because that data of people are not well, we don't have data. We don't have information on people. Nobody is well documented. So anybody can come out, say anything, call any name, say, because nothing to show. I mean, in here you can't do that. Everybody is documented. Everybody has, you can be traced. You have your fingerprints and all that.
At the press of a button.
At the press of a button. So anyway, the Chidinma the other time said he lives with her father in Yaba, Lagos. And the father is separated from the mother. Now we're hearing something else from Mazi Azu. Anyway, the situation got ugly, and from what the investigators were also saying, there are some hands, there are some other people attached to this sad story. The young man on the other side is the son of a professor married to a beautiful lady called Brenda. That's Osifo. And the wife, like we heard, is the senior staff at NNPC. They have 2 beautiful children. And Brenda lives in Abuja, while Osifo lives in Lagos, Banana Island. So anyway, we come back to the side chick issue. The side chick issue is growing rapidly in Nigeria now. And I think it's because of a breakdown in the family structure. No man will actually want to just go out and begin to have a relationship if the wife and the family is together. So there's something wrong somewhere, and Nigerians are looking at it as a trend, as a style. I have 2 side chick, I have side chick. And I was saying the other day in a forum that instead of this man having this side chick, as rich as he is with his status, he could marry the girl. I mean, what's the point of having side chick if you're in love with a girl? Like our man Matt Hancock will be doing very soon. I'm sure he's marrying Gina. That's legal. I mean, you're in love with a girl. In Africa, sorry to say, Shagun, I know you're a Christian, but in Africa, there is no limit to the number of wives we can have. That's the fact. The Bible even talks about that, Shegun. So he said, be fruitful, multiply. Blessed is he that has his quiver full of children. So what
yeah, it will depend on your money, innit?
That's it. So, but what we're saying is, what's the essence of having side chick if you're comfortable enough, and you could just make her your wife. Tell the other wife, listen, another wife is coming in. Isaiah says, in a time in humanity, 5 women, 7 women will hold on to a man and say, we want to be your wives. So we have more women in the world. So
I know we have a problem with this.
Yes.
I'm not sure many people listening to you right now will agree that.
I know.
I know. Because bigamy is something serious in the Western world, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But I mean, we are from Africa, and if you look deep into the Bible that we all claim to read, you will see that it doesn't make it look. Don't make it sound ugly. Bigamy. Don't make it look like it's one abhorred thing. God created human beings to multiply, to be fruitful.
But the concept of one man, many wives, is it not Old Testament? Why do you think New Testament accept it?
My brother, the Bible is one pack, old or new, it's all together. So whatever has been said in the old also confirms in the new. And
okay, we will not go biblical. Let me just say now, Mark, I'm going to put you on the spot on this one. We have news in the last 1 week that a couple, black couple, they have the wife gave birth to a baby boy, but was looking Chinese. Since the day of the birth of this baby boy, the father reportedly has never tasted food. And when he confronted his wife said, I've always been eating Chinese food since I conceived of this baby. No other man slept with me, but this man has refused to eat no food, whether Chinese or African food. And but further investigation showed that this woman was working in a company where the Chinese was a boss or the boss in that company. And so how do we reconcile this one?
How do we reconcile this? Doctor, it's obvious that there is she's lying. I mean, genetics and how do you say it's because they're eating Chinese food? I mean, who do you say that to? We're not, even a primary school student will not take that.
Okay, let me quickly ask Nat, how do we reconcile this family now? A Chinese boy, but Chinese food, of course, is according to the mother. What do you say?
Well, two scenarios here. It could be that is just a social media things going on. Or it could mean the Chinese food could be redefined, what Chinese food is.
Oh, God. Oh, God. The redefinition, I was even thinking would be that the Chinese boss has been giving him real food of rice and whatever, but the redefinition is making me laugh. Mazi Gossin, look at another story. This other story says a Nigerian couple gave birth to a white baby boy. And if we can have that picture. So they have gone to test the baby boy that he is a Caucasian. And so people have come with 3 different ways of a couple having a Caucasian baby. One, maybe in the family genes many years ago, there is a white man there. Or 2, there is a mutation somewhere along the line. Or 3, the third one, maybe somebody was a side chick. But they said that the DNA of that man was in the same with the baby. Mazi Gossin, what do you see to this one?
Well, Doc, I see a lot of mystery here. I see a lot of mystery here. I think there have been so many, compared stories like this a couple of years ago or so, where black couples give birth to people looking like white people, and I don't know how that works. I don't know. I mean, it's left for God to define the reality of this, because I know that the worst that two black couples can give birth to is albino. And if the child is not,
the
child is not having albino modifications, and it looks pure like a white person rather than albino, then something is wrong somewhere. I don't know how to define that.
You know what some friends said. I think this story broke out many years ago. I think it was 2010, and many Nigerians who called in. It was a radio program I was anchoring. Many Nigerians called in and said, well, there will be no problem as long as the couple stayed in England. But because this couple belonged to the Igbo family in Nigeria, the wife must be very, very careful of what she would tell her mother-in-law when they reach the village. You know, and that it's not going to be funny. It is okay in England, but when you take that baby and everybody in the family should go to Nigeria and get to their village, the mother-in-law will not be laughing at all. You think that is true?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's good. Like I said, it's a mystery. Nobody will really understand how it comes about, because even though if the lady has been cheating and has been sleeping with a white man, the child will obviously have a mixed race look, color, and hair.
So in essence, you're asking
it's going to be a mystery that they cannot quantify or define or comprehend if the baby looks exactly like a white baby by two white couples. So the issue is, did she really how did the blood come to match to the point where the baby is produced white completely? I mean, it's unimaginable. It's something that needs to be
yes, Mark, what do you want to say? Mark wanted to say something.
I want to say something. Azu will attest to that. Yes, we have this DNA reoccurrence that comes back most times in two black families. And this goes to show that along the line, the genealogy of that family have had, one time has had a white or a foreign
intervention.
Yes. So as time goes on, you will have such things. It happens. In the Igbo land, we have so many Igbo people. I mean, Azu is almost like a white man. Azu that is talking. Azu is almost like a white man. Now, in Igbo land, we have so many people. My cousins, I have cousins that look very, very white, you know, but they are Igbo. They are my cousins. So what has happened is, probably along the line, we've had this mixed intervention with other foreign bodies,
Caucasian
and everything. And at a point in time, this pigments and these the
DNA is within, isn't it?
Yes, you even have a situation where you see like the vitiligo, that illness. So many people have it in Africa. And that is becoming of a mixed DNA pigment in their DNA. So it's a normal thing. But when you now have a totally a baby that looks purely like a Chinese, or a baby that looks purely like a white Caucasian, there we begin to wonder if that is very correct.
Okay, Mazi, I will be looking at you as a semi a white man now. So
yes. Yes.
But at least that's what we call Oyibo Alawo Dudu.
I want to ask you a serious question. Mazi, I want to ask you a serious question. Somebody in Nigeria, in the Nigerian hierarchy, just married a new wife, quietly, secretly, Sahara Reporters called it, and he spent 100 million naira on this woman alone. They've not had a baby yet, Can you bring us up to date?
Yeah, Doc, this is one thing that is so ridiculous about our leaders. I mean, for me, for sure, that guy should have been questioned on his position as the Senate president at this point. I mean, just last week, there was so much publicity about the leakages at the National Assembly building that has been decaying. And they said they have no budget. It's not the National Assembly responsible for repairing the building. And the ASO Rock said it's not their responsibility. They have budgeted the fund for repairing and maintaining the National Assembly. So, and then suddenly you have the Senate president going back to his home, his country home in Madugri, to engage a woman that they only showed him the picture. They have never met physically. They only showed him the lady's picture, and he fell flat with what he saw in the picture and started communicating on the phone. And even before he met the woman physically, he already paid in 100 million naira into her account. And immediately, according to the story, the woman received the huge amount of money for the first time in her life to see such money. She went, the hell went loose. Straight away, she went into town and bought 3 good houses at the same time with the money. And then a couple of weeks later, proposal was made, and then the marriage was sealed in a secret wedding. And then now, I think by this weekend, the woman will be relocating from the small town in Medugri to the big city of Abuja to enjoy the new life. You know, and so these are the kind of ridiculous things that most of our politically elected officers are engaging into.
And this was done by the Senate president.
The Senate president, no, he hasn't denied it. He has gone viral on so many social media platforms. He has gone around in the whole print media. He hasn't come out to say it's a lie or it's not true. So it's obviously the fact that he went, and then even as we are speaking now, I hear that there is a very huge billion naira preparation for the wedding of Mr. President's son and the daughter of the daughter of the junior brother of the Emir of Kano, the Emir of Bish, the junior brother of the Emir of Kano, the wedding between his daughter and the son of Mr. President. There are about almost 10 governors, senators that are in the planning committee. You could imagine what they are doing with our money by marrying children, marrying their children,
yes, and marrying, the country does not have
what is going on. Nobody cares.
Well, I know. Thank you very much for updating us. We Nigerians will continue to believe God for hospitals and good education. But there's a place of believing into action, praying into action. Until then, they will continue to believe. Well, I'm going to ask our in-house researcher. The former president of South Africa was jailed last week for contempt of court. Can you please update us?
Okay, the immediate former president of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, was jailed last week for a duration of 15 months for contempt of court. He refused to appear before a court in South Africa that had accused him of corruption and then his dealings with the Gupta family. And Mr. Ex-President refused to appear before the court, which I'm sure the judiciary in the South Africa said no, we cannot take this. South Africa is governed by the rule of law and not by national interest. And so, as we speak, Zuma should be cooling his feet in one of these South African prisons. And what comes clearly is that in South Africa there is the rule of law. In Nigeria is the national interest that is above every other thing. We can remember that sometimes in 2004 or 5 or thereabout, the Nigerian government set up a Oputa panel, who they call Human Rights Violation and Reconciliation Commission. And we've had 3 former heads of states doing the same thing Zuma did. They had invitation to come and appear before Oputa panel. Buhari, the President Buhari, we have here, and Babangida and Abu Salami, and they didn't go, and nothing happened to them. But
did that panel have the ability or the power to force them to come?
Yes.
And they couldn't enforce that power, that order.
The chairman, Justice Oputa, said among their terms of reference, they were empowered to invite anybody in Nigeria, anybody wherever, to come and testify at the panel. But what he said, I think he used his wisdom. You will have created, it's likely there have been serious crisis if they had subpoenaed those 3 former heads of state, because they went to court. The 3 of them went to court to say to get a perpetual injunction not to appear before the panel. But interestingly enough, the report says, although legally the report is not existing because the court refused that the release of that report, but one of their recommendations was that people like Buhari should never be president in Nigeria again. It's there, black and white. But these are the type of people who have.
I think what was intriguing to me was the way the South African news presenter gave it to the rest of the world. Listen to how it was presented.
You've just witnessed one of the biggest moments in our country's constitutional democracy. A former president, Jacob Zuma, who's 79 years old, has been sentenced to direct imprisonment of 15 months for contempt of court. He has 5 days to present himself to a police station at Nkandla or in Johannesburg to be sent to a correctional facility. He will appear in court on his fraud and corruption trial on the 19th of July. He has also been ordered to pay the costs of 2 counsel. If he does not present himself to a police station in 5 days' time, the Minister of Police has been ordered to do whatever is necessary to make sure that he does. In one of the strongest worded statements that the Constitutional Court in this country has ever delivered, it sought to uphold itself as the guardians of the Constitution and said that Jacob Zuma's behavior, to choose some words, has been contemptuous, outlandish, scandalous, egregious, vexatious, and smacking of malice. Strong words there, asserting its power as custodians of the Constitution. It was a judgment of 7-2 to the majority.
Remark. It's on that note we have to go on a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu and what will likely happen to him. We're going to have a real good debate on these. It's going to be in the front burner for a while in Nigeria. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. The articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better. The Inside Story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story magazine. Get Schengen Story magazine full editions.
Give yourself away for me.
Thanks for staying with us. It's Ben Television and it's You Decide program. We give you information, we give you facts, we even give you analysis. But don't forget, it is you who decide. It was the 16th American President Abraham Lincoln that defined democracy as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It appears that a new definition is coming up out of Nigeria, government of abduction by the abductors for the abducted. We were told sometime yesterday or so that Nnamdi Kanu has been abducted. We don't know where. I still don't know from where. Definitely, it did not go through any national regulation or national channel to be abducted. So until we know whether he was rearrested or he was abducted, we will continue to believe that he was abducted until we know whether which country and whether the country gave them the permission to arrest him. Until then, it remains an abduction. Abduction will not be new or foreign to President Buhari. While he was the military president, he abducted Umaru Diko, former transport minister in Nigeria, here in Britain, and created him, and a plane was waiting to take Umaru Diko, well drugged, into Nigeria. But he was stopped because a neighbor saw Umaru Diko being forced into a vehicle. Now, that, of course, disrupted the relations between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. However, it appeared the British government forgave Buhari, and in fact, he became a friend of the Archbishop of Canterbury here. And so it has, many people have forgotten that story, but then the story is back alive. Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader, has been abducted, and he was made to appear in front of the judge yesterday, and he was to reappear. He was asked to reappear on the 26th and 27th of July this year. We shall be bringing you the news up to date. But then there are so many philosophical issues to be resolved. Now, let me just give you two so that we can put it in context. I'm going to ask Nat Yakwo, our in-house researcher, to give us what has happened and what the social media is saying. But I want to put it in context. It was Thomas Hobbes who says a government must be there to protect the people and the property. But Jean-Jacques Rousseau said there is a social contract between the people and the government. Now, the problem is some Igbo elite have said that they do not mind keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention because it will allow the reasonable people to come out and tell of their marginalization. In essence, that they don't like the methodology of Nnamdi Kanu, and in any case, who has chosen him as the head of the Igbos. They have this understanding, and this include intellectual businessmen, and that in fact, by his detention, the real important people in the Igbo land will be able to present their case in a rational manner without breaking or cursing anybody. On the other hand, Jean Jacques Rousseau talked about freedom. In fact, he made a famous quotation. He says, "Man was born free, but everywhere he is in chains," and that there is a social contract between the people and the government to ensure that they live in safety and their welfare is preserved. So in this situation, we find ourselves some people saying that they prefer the Leviathanism that Buhari has gone, that is all the power in Buhari's hand. He has gone to use it to pick Kanu. And on the other hand, the people are saying, what about his freedom to ask for a self-determination? So it's a matter of Obesian versus Jean-Jacques Rousseau. It's on this note that I want to ask our man, Nat Yako. Nat, what do we know about the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. It's a long story that could be cut short, but as we discuss either his abduction, his interception, or rearrest, let's have this statement at the back of our minds. We know recently at the Arise presidential media chat, Buhari and the Arise team, Buhari said, the Southeast, or whatever he meant, was a dot in the circle. That is one. And two, he was going to speak the language they understand, and that is three. And I mean two. And then the third one could be this issue. We know Nnamdi Kanu was thrown up sometime 2016 as part of the struggle for self-determination in the Southeast region. We also heard about MASOB, the determination of the Ogoni group for independence. Before 2016, really nobody cared whether there was Kanu or no Kanu. But as his movements began to gather momentum, we find the federal government in Nigeria taking note of that movement, IPOB, Independence for the People of Biafra. And Kanu was believed to be involved in so many other things that the government didn't feel comfortable with. But at the end of the day, I think the government brought us to where we are today because much attention was given to Kanu as an individual, emancipator, liberator, and so many other titles. And some of them he also acquired on his own and gave himself those titles. And so around that 2017, Kanu was arrested and arraigned in a number of courts in Abuja, and most judges that Kanu appeared to in their court, they declined to be part of the process till eventually Justice Binta Nyako took up Kanu's case, and Kanu asked for bail and he was refused bail in many courts. But eventually, Binta Nyako agreed to give bail to Kanu because of his health status. He was given bail so that he will be able to take proper care of himself medically. And part of the conditions of the bail was a serving senator residing in Abuja and other conditions. Abaribe, the current minority leader of the PDP party in the National Assembly, had to put down 100 million naira with some properties in choice areas in Abuja. And part of the condition was Kanu should not be seen to be in a gathering or meeting with people more than 10 or thereabout. But we understand that Kanu broke all the bail conditions, went into hiding, disappeared from the radar of the federal government of Nigeria, and he was found in the western wall of Jerusalem, I'm sure praying, because one time we find some Jewish rabbi, speaking on his behalf. But how he got into Nigeria, how he got outside Nigeria, is not known. That he was aided and abetted by the British High Commission in Nigeria, because his two passports, Kanu is a British citizen, a Nigerian citizen. His two passports are with the High Court in Abuja. So how did he travel how did he leave the country? Definitely, these are some of the questions that are going to be answered. And so this past 3 years or thereabout, Kanu has been operating a larger-than-life style. He had funds from so many people. He was using the money to hire private jets, using his money to enjoy himself, and using his money to quarrel with Asari Dokubo. And in Kanu's absence, Asari Dokubo declared himself the customary president also of Biafra. And over the weekend, we have two stories now, very conspiracy theories. And for the past 2 years or so, Kanu has not been in the UK. He's been operating at large in this era of technology, IT. You can operate, you can say anything in any part of the world and everybody will hear you. But over the weekend, because of his lifestyle, living big, we're told that the Interpol, working in relation with the Nigerian security agents, the DSS and the police, picked up Nnamdi Kanu. Some people say he was picked up in Kenya. Some said he was picked up in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and they brought him into Nigeria on Sunday, but very few people knew until yesterday when he was arraigned before Binta Nyako Justice, so that his case can continue. And that's where we're at.
That's where we are today. Thank you. Studio, give us the video for the Minister of Justice, Malami, breaking this news to Nigeria.
That Nnamdi Kanu was brought from somewhere to the Federal High Court to be arraigned. So I rushed down here to ensure that his rights are protected, because I've been a victim of this kind of kangaroo system of justice before. Unfortunately, upon arriving here, I heard that he's been moved out to another location. I don't know which location, whether it's the DSS or... Huh? Is it to the DSS or DSS? So I'm here to ensure that he gets justice, no matter what the allegations are, no matter the gravity of the allegations. He deserves his day in court. And I know that Nigerian justice system has collapsed. I do not have respect for the rights of people who are accused of any kind of crime. In fact, people who should have been in detention, people who should be in jail, are the ones managing Nigeria today. And I want to make it very clear that it is not a crime to ask for self-determination. It is not a crime for anybody to say that they are tired of a regime that doesn't work for them. I am not in support of a breakup of Nigeria, because I believe that Nigeria can work if it has the right kind of leadership. But I'm not opposed to people who are asking for the breakup of Nigeria because they are not getting justice. As long as justice is established, Nigeria will not need to think about breakup. But as long as there's no justice, people will continue to agitate for all kinds of things that can give them a reprieve from this heavy burden that is called Nigeria. So I just met my attorney here and said that he's been moved to detention. I assume that is.
Now, many of us know Omo Yele Sowore. He was reacting to Nnamdi Kanu's arrest and he quickly went there. But I was thinking to look for the Minister of Justice, Malami, also gave a press conference. And that's the one I want people to listen to before we hear from Sowore. But you heard from Sowore, and the Minister of Justice didn't say much except that they have rearrested Nnamdi Kanu. Let me ask Mazi. Now, I know you are from the southeast of Nigeria. Please give us a general feeling of how this is being taken within the Igbo community.
Thank you, Doc. Within the Igbo community, it's a big news to some extent, and to some extent, it's a situation whereby a lot of the people in the community are anticipating to happen at one point. Just like Machiavelli, Niccolo Machiavelli said that he does not respect the status quo, but has come to overthrow the status quo. The way in which Nnamdi Kanu has gone about his agitation and the way the government led by Buhari has gone about dealing with Nnamdi Kanu's issues all reflect this Machiavelli's position that at a point people do not respect the status quo of governance or international rules and orders, and as such find a way to overthrow it, to do their own bidding. And it's obvious also that this is the situation at the moment. Those who are aware and knows the history behind IPOB and the rise of Nnamdi Kanu would know the true fact that in real essence, Nnamdi Kanu is an accidental individual that came to fame through an opportunity that was single-handedly created by the Buhari-led government itself. IPOB has been existing without anybody knowing the position of Nnamdi Kanu within that structure. Many of us know Nnamdi Kanu when he was a pirate broadcaster on the pirate Biafran radio here. And we know his way of expressing his views and position on issues concerning the self-determination of the people of the eastern region of Nigeria, the Igbos, has always been that of a radical and irrational approach. But then suddenly, out of irrational reactions of the present government of Buhari, brought him into fame. And he took advantage of that fame and repositioned himself by self-acclaiming himself as the leader of IPOB. Whereas within the IPOB structure, there are people who actually set created IPOB itself in the UK here and across the Atlantic in the US, who are silent members of the group, though he became so unruly and authoritarian that many of them felt that at some point probably this is the kind of person they need to shape the country out. But he went out of control, and there's been a divide opinion in the IPOB community in the diaspora, really, and also back home, which also led to his disengagement with the relationship with Asare Dokubo, who decided to take over part of IPOB structure in Nigeria. And so many of us are not happy with the way the agenda, and it is important that to also note that there are other organizations that are also agitating for the self-determination of Ndibo, or the people of the Southeast, apart from IPOB. There's Mossab, there's BPN, the Biafran People's Nation, and there's other smaller ones too. Unfortunately, Nnamdi Kanu has got his popularity from Buhari, and he has embarrassed the country, embarrassed a lot of the Igbo people, embarrassed the international community, irrespective of his good cause, but negatively channeled. With the present situation, nobody knows. The story has been that he was lured for a secret meeting or something like that in Southeast Asia, and he went, and on his way returning back, he decided to enroute his flight through Czech Republic, and then he was caught up in Czech Republic in Prague at the Prague airport, and then informations get out, and then he was held up in Prague, and then a plane was provided to move him out of Prague into Nigeria, and that is one obvious story.
How about the story of Ethiopia? Have you heard of the story?
The story that is on the air about where he was caught is that of Czech in Prague at the moment. His trip to South Asia. You know, he's been living as a refugee. He took a refugee status in Canada, so nobody knows where he moves around. Nobody knows the passport he's moving around with. But the moment he left Jerusalem or Israel or whatever, his relocation was in Canada, where he took a refuge. And as based on that, people were not aware, and you can understand there's been a lot of pressure on his UK wife to come up and make a statement to know if she's aware of all this whole thing, and that led to, and there's also this conspiracy that it could have been an insider game. Somebody within the IPOB network would have licked him up and made open his movement because he's been moving around. It's obviously that he's been moving around, and all this while they've not been able to track him down. So it's obviously that somebody within his network has provided the best form of tracking possibilities for him to be tracked down and be held in person. And so there's also that conspiracy going on at the moment. But then the Igbo community, the Ohanaeze Ndigbo General in Enugu, have come up with their press release this morning stating that they have disowned Nnamdi Kanu as an Igbo person or whatever, and they are happy with the situation going on. I know as at yesterday, a lot of people called me and was asking what is the position of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Ohanaeze Ndigbo should come out and make a statement. They have made a statement meaning that it's going to be a very big, difficult situation for Nnamdi Kanu. I spoke to somebody, very top person in the British government, and they are also worried about the situation because they were involved in his ability, in his effort to leave Nigeria at the first scandal situation when he disappeared from Nigeria after the killing of his parents and whatever, and his families or whatever.
But Mazi, the Alaibo has also written that they should not kill their son, and that is just doing the right thing for self-determination. How do you balance the two with the Enugu one and the Alaibo?
Well, that's the conflict of interest that we all have to deal with as Ndi Igbo. Like you know, the problem of Ndi Igbo has resonated for over more than 50 years, close to 80 years since the Englishman came to restructure the republican nature of the Igbo people as a nation, when they brought in the divide and rule conspiracy agenda in Igbo land, and that has been the biggest challenge or the biggest bone of contention in the way Igbo people operate.
We'll be spending more time. We'll be spending more time on this one.
The issue of
another zone of this. But Mazi, I'm just looking. I'm the custodian of the time, so I'm just looking at the time. But I will still give you more time. But let me hear from another son of the soil, like we say in Nigeria. Mark, what do you make out of this? What's the average Igbo man thinking? What's the average Nigerian man thinking? As this one move us forward, will he put food on the table now? Will there be security in Southeast now or security in the Northeast? Everybody's saying, well, we have taken the culprits and everything is just hunky-dory. Mark.
Yes, Doc, this is a perilous time for the Igbos of Nigeria, the Eastern tribe of Nigeria. For once, I agree with my brother, Mazi Azu. Azu has spoken very well. Azu has given us an insight of how things are going on. This is the right time, do I say, for the government to now sit back and tackle this Biafran talk, this issue that has been going on for years. Like Azu said, the Igbos problem is conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. Yes, Nigerian separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu was located and brought back to Nigeria to face trials for terrorism.
Well, will you say, sorry, will you say he was properly extradited or he was abducted? We need to clear that one. Whether the Buhari administration is violating international law.
Extradited or abducted is all the same thing.
No, they're not. One is official, one is legal.
Nigeria as a sovereign country has the right to intercept whoever affects that sovereignty, whoever stands against that sovereignty, whoever.
No, let's get our facts right before our viewers.
Yes, sir.
If they want to extradite someone, they should inform the government of that country that we're looking for this person. And if the person wants to go to court to say, I'm not going, they will go to court. Eventually, the judiciary system of that country will say, well, go back to your country and go and face the music. But in this case, has the Nigerian government done that, or it just simply created him like they created Umaru Diko? I want that cleared so that we'll know where we are.
Well,
if you know, that is if you know.
Now. Yes, sir. Nobody knows the inside working. Obviously, there is an inside arrangement, and don't be surprised. Some IPOB fractions could have also helped in this. We should take note that Kanu went missing when he failed to appear in court in 2015. Not 2016, like we said, 2015. And his whereabouts prior to that arrest has been unknown, even though he appears in different places. Officials have been made to disclose where he was apprehended. He was brought back to Nigeria to continue to face that trial. And like the Chief Justice, the Minister of Justice said, Kanu will be apprehended, will be coming out on the 27th of June. He'll be coming out soon. Yes, July. Now, let's look into some focal points, like Mazi said. Number one is Buhari exhibited this whole thing. Kanu would have still just been his ordinary Kanu if not for them apprehending him, taking him to court, and all that thing that happened in 2016. So they are creating a hero out of nothing. And this it's funny the way it's playing out. The government have made him. In fact, to me, Kanu is a government child because they have made him. Number two fact that Mazi said that I'm also attesting to is the fact that the Igbos are one people that are really full of conflict. It's a sad truth. Conflict of interests is playing out here now. A message just came in from the WIC, that's the World Igbo Congress, calling on the federal government to promise them that this acclaimed leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, that he must be protected. Now, some other people, Ohaneze is saying, well, this is the right step for the government. So you have this whole confusing conflict of interest happening. And with a situation like this, we are showing our enemies, we are showing the opposition that we're not together. We know that Kanu has to face the bail he jumped in 2016. And he has to face those treasonable charges that were brought upon him. But you see, the whole thing is playing out. We every day we add the conspiracies to it. Every day we add a new insight and a new funny discussion to it, which shouldn't be.
Okay, I'm just mindful of the time. We'll go on break right now. When we return, we will hear what Malami said, and then from there we'll pick this story on. It will be a continuous story for this 1 hour. We want to have a thorough look, and we just want to know who we are and how we settle conflicts and how we run a country democratically. That's what we want to know. We'll be out for a break, a short one, and when we return, we will listen to Malami, what he had to say to the nation yesterday. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Give yourself away for me.
It has been 1 year of coronavirus, and that sickness has affected the whole globe. The aftermath will even be worse, the way the scientists are telling us. And we believe that we need to counter it right now. If 1 million souls should do good to 1 other million souls, it will be a better place. So we want to start this project. 1 million souls to do good to 1 million souls. Why don't you join us? You don't have to register anywhere. Follow me on Twitter at Shegun Johnson UK for daily tips. There we show you how to do good to 1 person. Always remember, 1 million souls, do good to 1 million souls.
Thanks for staying with us in You Decide on television. We just want to know whether the Nigerian government has done the right thing in extraditing Nnamdi Kanu. Well, the Justice Minister yesterday, Malami, told us that he's back in the country. How? Because like Mazi Azu said, he quoted Machiavelli, the end justifies the means. As long as we can get Kanu into the country and let him face the law, then it's fine. On the other hand, some people believe that the method is important. In modern day democracy, extradition is allowed and is available. So how? But the Malami, the Justice Minister, never told us how he got into the country. That's something some of us would like to know. But listen to Malami himself.
Reasonable felony, managing an unlawful society, publication of defamatory matters, illegal possession of firearms, and improper importation of goods, among others. You may also recall that a judge at the Federal High Court, Abuja, on the 28th March 2019, revoked Kanu's bail that was granted him on health ground and issued a bench warrant for his arrest on the same date over his failure to appear in court for hearing. He has, often jumping bail, been accused of engaging in subversive activities that include inciting violence through television, radio, and online broadcast against the Nigerian state and institutions. Kanu was also accused of instigating violence, especially in the southeastern Nigeria, that resulted in the loss of lives and property of civilians.
Well, thank you very much. That's how far we can take now. The red shows that Kanu was not. The Justice Minister did not tell us how Kanu was extradited. Well, that could be a long history now. He is in Nigeria and he's to be presented before the court on the 26th and 27th. Now, we realized that, or if we could recollect that the Igbos met last Friday and made a great show, and the BBC came up with this story of the Igbos, and we want to know the core of it all, because I'm going to give a chance to my three colleagues to speak on this issue. Well, let's listen to the BBC recording of what happened on Friday, this last Friday. Mazi Kanu was there. Mazi Godson Azu was there. But then let's listen to these two different videos. One recorded and presented by the BBC, the other one recorded by an ordinary Igbo man. So let's listen to this BBC video.
Good afternoon once again. This is BBC Pidgin, live streaming from London, from Nigeria House. We have been live for a while now from Trafalgar Square. There was a little procession of concerned Nigerians chanting and carrying placard, "Enough is enough." And right now they have moved to the front of Nigeria House in London, still chanting and singing and carrying placards.
this other presentation of this same protest. This one, the last one we just watched, was a presentation of the BBC. But this is the way the Igbos presented themselves last Friday. Watch this video. It's titled Genocide. That was the accusation against the Nigerian government in 1966/67 when the Civil War started. And so it was genocide. And now, the last Friday, it was still all genocide being discussed now that Nnamdi Kanu has been extradited or abducted. Now, let's watch this one.
Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Human life matters! Stop killing the Stop killing the Christians! Stop raping our women! Stop shooting our sight! Stop search and flush! Leave our farms alone! Leave our farms alone!
That causes high blood pressure? In fact, 80 million people in just the US.
Now, you have watched the two videos. Mazi Godson, Azu, you were present at these events. How do you reconcile the Igbo elites distancing themselves from Mazi Kanu, and what happened last Friday, saying that the Igbos are being killed, genocide? Godson, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Doc. What happened last Friday was as a result of many Igbo elites in the UK, and guided by many of the Igbo community leaders. When I say elite, I mean a few, some Igbo working class people in the UK, medical doctors, lawyers, private businessmen, and some students who kind of are highly aggrieved by the circumstances and the challenges being faced by many people, brothers and sisters in Igbo land, irrespective of where the actions are coming from. But what they, even though they are, the main point was about the way the government has handled the escalated level of insecurity in Igbo, and the reactionary input of the federal government in Igbo, which had led to the death of so many innocent people. Many of them are not happy and supportive of the rhetorics and the incitements of the Nnamdi Kanu's expressions to people of his organization to rampage certain areas. But one thing was also obvious in the group was that the governors in some of the southeastern states are also culprits of the evolving violence in Igbo land in terms of their political rivalry with their enemies and their competitors in the political arena. But the fact was that the government didn't handle this very well, and the government is allowing itself to be used as an instrument of genocide in Igbo land. And the obvious thing was to call the government and let the government do the needful and do the right thing, and assure that the safety of an Igbo man in Nigeria is observed, and we cannot, as Igbo people, be feeling uncomfortable and unsafe in the north, feeling uncomfortable and unsafe in the southwest, feeling unsafe and uncomfortable in the south, and at the same time if we decide to go back home to our homeland, our ancestral homelands, we still feel safe, we still feel unsafe and uncomfortable in our ancestral homeland because of invaders and intruders and foreign elements being intricate in
the word Mazi, the word last Friday was genocide. If that is true, that's a very serious one. Well, we still stand by it now?
We still stand by the fact that there was, irrespective of the fact that they said if you kill a soldier, you call the army into war. But then the army should not jump into conclusion and go into villages and pinpoint people and just massacre them without any justice. There should be a form of justice. We remember that Nigerian situation has always been like this. We remember Obasanjo did something like that in Udi and somewhere in Benue State, where he ordered a complete wipeout of some villages by soldiers for killing soldiers. And so, but then what we're saying to the international community is that there's need that impunity should not be taken as a rule, as a form of retaliation or reparation of conflict or resolution. There's need also that when things happen in this way, there is an absolute need to, like Obama says, expatiate on what they call the rational space of discussion or rational space of conversation. There should be a means by which the government of the day and those involved in the conflict engagement.
I have to ask other colleagues some questions. Let me ask Mark in Milan.
Not retaliating by committing genocide and mass destruction and killings.
Mark, please explain to our viewers the abductors in Zamfara, Kebbi. They're still holding on to federal government college students, children ranging between 10 and 14. Some Chibok girls are still there. Some Kangara students are still there. Some Yauri students are still there. Now, they have gone to lengths to abduct Mazi Kanu. What rationale will you put into place that we cannot fight terrorism at home, we cannot fight abductors at home, but we can be successful outside?
That's a good one. That's a good viewpoint, Doc. We cannot fight terrorism at home, but we are quick to abduct people from outside. It shows that the government, the sitting government is not very, they don't know what priority is. They don't know what their priority should be. They are just working on guessing and flukes. There's a word called fluke, just making attempts, making all kinds of attempts to things. This whole Kanu issue, even though we know Kanu has some answers, some things to answer, but it's not a priority for the government now. They shouldn't go all the way to be doing all this. There are more serious issues. I mean, Dr. Nat will tell us so well of how they were abducted in Kagara, in Chibok, in all these places. Until today, we don't know who's doing this. Till today, the Attorney General has not come to tell us about the ISWAP, the Boko Harams, the bandits. Nobody's saying all that. Now their interest is to catch one man, even though the man has his flaws too. So the rationale is 0.0, Doc. Our government needs to. Holding Kanu doesn't stop what is going on. It might only just ease things for a little, but the agitation of the Biafrans, the IPOB and all those groups, believe me, Shege, they will continue. In fact, there is that group, there is that house, the Northern group in the north. There's a Northern forum in the north of Nigeria called Coalition of Northern Group. They've said it to the presidency that this does not end the Biafran agitation. So there is more to it. There is more that should be done. It does not stop these bandits from killing people. this does not stop all these madness we see in our country. This is just a pinch of the issue on ground. So it's clueless.
Will you agree, Mark? Just a last question for you for now.
Yes,
will you agree that the genocide being perpetrated in Southeast and being advertised by the Igbos, especially last Friday, as a very important one for the international community to note?
Yes, they know anyway. I have to say this straight up to the audience. The British government facilitates and supports a bet with the Nigerian government to suppress the Eastern Nigerians. Yes. The British government has all this. I mean, they know this is happening, and they add to it. They support it. They connive together and back up the Nigerian government to inflict pain on some certain sector of the country. So, yes, the Igbos coming out to say genocide is going on is a great event. But all they've said, the international community knows about it. Britain knows about it. And one day, situations will change with all these things going on.
I say amen. Nat Iyakwo. Buhari was quoted to have said the Igbos are a dot in a large circle. Somebody today said, it is Nnamdi Kanu who is a dot in a large circle. Do you want to discuss?
Yes, I said earlier on that the two phrases that are commonly used now is this issue of the Southeast and the dot of a large circle. Now, as of yesterday, it is Kanu as the dot in the large circle, and Buhari speaking the language which Kanu is not understanding.
Please, I just remember this, Nat. How many PDP governors have deflected to APC for whatever reason? They don't want to be in the dot. Name them, please.
Three as of yesterday. Ebonyi, David Umahi, Cross River, Professor
Ayade. And who is the last one?
The last one is Matawali, the governor of Zamfara State.
Yeah. Do you think they are defecting for ideological reasons, or they have their own reasons?
I think they are defecting for personal reasons. And then some best known to them, like David Umahi, he's thinking that APC will zone presidential slots to this Southeast, and then he might qualify.
Well,
the same thing with because this is his second and last term. The same thing with the governor of Cross River State, Ben Yade. This is his second and last term, and the reason he gave was that he wants to go and assist Buhari.
It's laughable, isn't it? No, laughable. I just recall that.
A whole professor.
Time is not on our side. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. I'm going straight to Milan. Mark, you are always an abinger of good news. What good news you want to tell us happening in Ireland right now, especially concerning Nigerians and mayoral position?
Wow, that's a good one, Doc. Good news is what we need to hear now, Doc. The news stage is filled with sad news, bad news, news that gives people heart attack, heart failure.
We are ending with good news today.
Yes, sir. In the Ireland, Dublin, Ireland is a beautiful country with Africans living there, Nigerians, and a lot of other nationalities. Now, right there in a community, in a community called a county. You call it county.
Longport County, isn't it?
Yes, we call it. You call it county, and we call it community here. So right there in Lord Ford County, our own sister Nigerian has been elected council member. I want to get the name correct. It's a good news. Yes. There you go. There you go.
Adejimi is her name, isn't it?
Yes, Adejimi. Adejimi has been elected into the political scene, and she's going to be
the first female African Irish mayor, isn't it?
Exactly, sir. Exactly. It's a beautiful news. We are happy, and she's going to also, her being on stage now will usher in so many other things. Now, a lot of issues will be looked into, Black people in Ireland. Adejimi will also be able to arrange meetings, fundraisings, and different conventions to get people involved in governance. Black people getting involved also. She jumped into politics in 2016, and she has also supported other candidates before this time. What she said is a friend persuaded her to come into the political scene. So Adejimi will be there. She's from Longford, Ireland, but also a Nigerian. She came into Ireland in the year 1996 or so. Yes.
And Adejimi will be joining the likes of Rotimi Adebari, who became the Portlaoise mayor in 2004. So we're trying to showcase that Africans, especially Nigerians outside Nigeria and Africa, they're doing very well and managing top position, isn't it?
Yes, sir. That's it. They're doing very well because the platform is good for them to come out and show the skill. Nigerians are filled with skills. I will keep saying that in this forum. Nigerians do so well in the diaspora. Nigerians are intelligent people. And now, let's pat ourselves at the back. Thank you very much, Mark. Well, that's how far we can go today. We want to thank everyone who has been listening to us, viewing this special program. I want to thank especially my colleagues here, Nat Yako, our in-house researcher, Mazi Gosinazu, who is also a prolific political analyst, and of course, my own dear man and our man from Milan, who is an expert in media and broadcasting, Mark Godwin. We have wonderful hands in the studio, Anthony, Edo, and All Saint, not forgetting our executive producer, Dr. Alistair Shuyode. We want to say thank you to everyone. And of course, now we don't want Nigeria to be known as internal and external abductors. Nigerians are democratic people and well-cultured for now. I want to thank and pray that God bless you all in Jesus' name. Amen. Till next Wednesday.